Good day everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the chapter 10, which is Rizal and the Philippine Nationalism, and the Bayani and Kabayanihan. In this chapter, we're going to discuss about Rizal being a Bayani and how he became a Bayani. But before that, I'm going to discuss first the overview of this chapter. So integrating Rizal's life story and works are very essential and should be part of the education of all Filipinos because the life story and works of Rizal is very important, especially for our students to learn more about the country's past or our country's history, and also to know how Jose Rizal dedicated his life for the rights of every Filipino from the Spanish tyranny and oppression during the 19th century. And today, many of us think that if we hear the word Rizal, we associate it with the concept of Bayani. Because Jose Rizal has become a Bayani because of his great dedication to fight against the colonizers for the freedom and the liberation of our country. But Jose Rizal is not only remembered as a Bayani, because for even some groups of people, we call him as a real Messiah. But the most certain of all, he serves as an evident model and inspiration to many Filipinos here and across the globe. Jose Rizal's great dedication to life-inspired writings, his idealism and inspiration, suffice as a guide and influence to love and serve the country. These are the concrete concepts of Rizal's pag-ibig sa tinubuang lupa, as voiced in his incredible writings. As an educated man, Jose Rizal had been very serious for the academic excellence, philosophy, and even scientific inquiry. As a son and a brother, he manifested respect, love, kindness, and loyalty to his parents, siblings, and to his confidants. But Jose Rizal is not only a person who valued education and family. He elevated a great sense of love for the Filipino people and for the homeland Philippines, a character that enlists Jose Rizal as a person worthy for be emulated. Now, I'm going to discuss about outlining Jose Rizal as a Bayani. During late 19th century, more Filipinos from Luzon were compelled to revolt against the colonizers and fought for their liberation. During this period, Filipinos from Luzon was influenced to revolt and fight against Spaniards for their freedom. And the movements were certain like the Katipunan of Andres Bonifacio to fight the Spanish forces and regain every right that was taken from them. There is a need of a leader or hero leaders to at least unite and influence other Filipino to join their campaign for reforms and obtain freedom during that period. So at that time, Dr. Jose Rizal was one of the many Filipinos who became the source of inspiration. Jose Rizal influenced other Filipinos to revolt and fight against Spaniards for the liberation of the country. Next, I'm going to discuss about hero and bayani. So what is hero and what is bayani? So there are a lot of discussions concerning Jose Rizal as a hero and of course as a bayani. So first I'm going to discuss about the hero. So hero is defined as a person noted for his or her courageous acts or nobility of character. So these are the person who has a great contribution to someone that is notable and remarkable. Like Jose Rizal, he was a noble man and who has a great contribution in our country, which is remarkable and notable for us Filipinos. So next, hero was originated from Latin, Old French, and Greek from a coined term which meant demigod. So when we say demigod, it is a defender and a protector. These heroes are the person who has the great courage and bravery to protect and defend someone from people who wants to hurt them. But in Jose Rizal's context, Jose Rizal has defended and protect our country from the colonizers who wants to invade us. Hero also is more common as a man of supernatural strength or physical courage or exhibits great bravery. So this kind of hero are a person who has a physical strength to fight someone or to fight their enemies. Due to his results, countless sacrifices and endeavors, he is tagged as a hero of the Philippines. Jose Rizal has been sacrificing his life and had a great courage and dedication to fight for the freedom of our country from the Spanish colonizers. His acts, particularly in his writings, had awakened and unified the Filipinos to stand against Spain. His writing awakened us Filipinos about what truly happened during the colonization of the Spaniards. That's why Filipinos has influenced the revolt and fight against Spanish colonizers. Now I'm going to discuss about the word bayani. So according to Umberto Campo, the word bayani is more than and is richer than the word hero because the word bayani is more meaningful than the word hero. Just like Jose Rizal, he was a bayani of our country because he has the courage to fight and sacrifices his life for the freedom of our country. According to Vic Santos Vicasan Dictionary, the word bayani has the same meaning with the term hero but with several distinctions. And according to Ocampo, a hero is a patriot or taong makabayan and a cooperative endeavor and mutual aid to be victorious and also to prevail or mamayani. So when we say patriot, these are the person or people who have a great love and respect for their country and will do courageous acts to protect their country. And to prevail is a person or people who lead on a certain groups of people for their country. Like Jose Rizal, he has been being patriot because of his great love and respect for our country. And he was also prevailing in our country by leading Filipinos to fight against Spanish colonizers. According to Jose Salazar, who had collected various definitions of bayani from the local ethno-linguistic communities, which he related the word bayani to the Austronesian word wani, which means helping and being compassionate with others. Hence, kawani means as of government workers. So according also to Chua, which he compared the word bayani to the word pagani. He said that the Visayan word pagani means fearless warrior. Then the word bayani means someone who gives service to the bayan without expecting anything in return. Now to sum up, the word hero is a term best be defined as a person who possesses a great courage, strength, and moreover a demigod. And the word bayani is termed in its cultural context means a person who did exemplary acts for his community or bayan. So like Jose Rizal, he has been tagged as a hero of our country. He has a great courage and dedication and sacrifices his life to fight for our freedom against the Spanish colonizers. Now I'm going to discuss about the different classifications of a hero. So throughout our history, there are different kinds of heroes. They are identified and classified in every period. So here are the different classifications of hero. First is the pre-colonial heroes. Second is colonial heroes. Third is post-colonial heroes. And fourth is modern heroes. So first, I'm going to discuss the pre-colonial heroes. So when we say pre-colonial heroes, these are the heroes or bayani that had manifested their skills with mythical and enormous strength. So their characters are presented as somewhat full of mystery, mystical, or having a nature of supernatural ability. Here are the classification of heroes in pre-colonial period. It is according to Scott. So first is the epic heroes. So epic heroes are characterized as saviors of their communities and the scourge of their enemy tribes. So this means that these are the heroes who protect and defend their communities from their enemies. So next is mythical heroes. It represents the culture and the values of a specific period of time. So these type of heroes are the people who represent or showcase their culture and values to other generation to save their traditions and culture. So this means that this type of heroes are mythical in nature. Next is the colonial heroes. So these are the heroes who first carried out the organized revolts against the colonizers. So for more than centuries, Filipinos had suffered much, particularly in relation to religious, economic, educational, and political freedoms. These factors has been contributing to their long struggle. Hence, they waged war against Spain.
So,
So colonial heroes are named as native heroes and revolutionary heroes. So when you say native heroes, these are the people who first manifested resistance from the integration of the Spanish colonial rules. So this means that they were motivated by their preferences to keep their old ways like beliefs, lands, and even freedom. Hence, they refused to embrace and integrate Hispanic cultures during the first phase of the Spanish colonizations. So this means that native heroes are those people who resist to be influenced by the colonization of the Spanish rule. Next is the revolutionary heroes. So these heroes led the revolts against the colonial regime to a plenary liberation from the hands of the colonizers. So these kind of heroes are fully realized at the height of the 19th century of Spanish colonization. These heroes were fully driven by their belief that Filipinos could now run and govern the country. The last years of the 19th century defined their cries for a national revolution, the spring of the Filipino revolutionaries. So this type of heroes are those people who revolts and fight from colonizers to have a liberation or freedom for their countries. So here are the classification of revolutionary heroes. First is known heroes, second is unknown heroes, then third is martyrs. So when you say known heroes, these are the heroes also known as popular heroes who had done remarkable contributions against Spain. So this type of hero is known for great leadership skills, courage, and unwavering will. Then the unknown heroes, also known as unsung heroes, who contributed significantly at certain stages of revolution but remained unrecognized. So including this group of heroes are the leaders of millenarian groups and the upland insurrectionists. So the last is the martyrs. So these heroes are clearly defined as people who courageously faced brutal punishment and died untimely for their great spirit and beliefs from the hands of the enemies. So like Jose Rizal, heroes or martyrs like him face excruciating fate just like the martyred Gomborza priests. So next is post-colonial heroes. So these heroes are also known as post-war heroes. So these heroes possesses heroic qualities and are honored even after the colonial period. These heroes are categorized as political heroes. When we say political heroes, they are the person who has a political ideology. They are critics of the status quo of the political system. So with that, they are often regarded as state enemies and in the long run become victims of state and political violence. Political heroes are classified into two classifications. So first is idealistic hero. So this hero is an advocate of the idealism principle. This person believes in peaceful means of effecting changes and reforms in the society. Their intellectual prowess is used to voice out possible solutions for existing problems rather than resolving all through violent means. Next is realistic hero. So this hero prefers fast and practical answers to resolve any existing social and political problems in the country. For a realist, real plans must be carried out immediately to obtain certain results. They believe in radical methods and reject moderate and centrist stances. So last is modern day heroes. So modern day heroes are classified as heroes or bayani in the new era. So they emerged because of the changes brought with the changing views of political, social, and economic life in a post-colonial setup. They are heroes of this age of global harmony and freedom. So these contemporary heroes can be further classified into athletes, artists, and overseas Filipino workers or OFW. So athletes, they are acknowledged greatly because of their victories in the field of sports. They are even looked up to by many as role models and promoters of good health and sportsmanship. One of the best examples of a role model in sports, particularly in the field of boxing, is now serving as Senator of the Philippines, Emmanuel Manny Pacquiao. So next is artists. These are artists who excelled in their respective artistic crafts that are honored in our very own country and in the globe. Just like Juan Luna and Felix Resurrection Hidalgo, they had exemplary showcased their masterpieces that were awarded and recognized abroad. They can be singers, painters, actors, and TV personalities, writers, or novelists. Then last is overseas Filipino workers, or OFW. They sacrifice so much for their families. Due to their ardent spirit and zealous love for their families, they earned the title as ang mga makabagong bayani ng ating henerasyon.